Duke takes the floor in Chapel Hill, where they haven't won since March of 1991. And the Tar Heels come out looking to add to their streak of 5 in a row in this series. From the Dean Smith Center, it's the Blue Devils of Duke against the 8th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. Duke has improved to 12-7 overall, 3-4 in the ACC on the strength of a 3-game win streak. Carolina 15-4, all alone atop the ACC with a 6-1 record. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Dick Vitale. It's great to have you with us. Of all of the rivalries in sports, nothing lives up to the excellence and intensity of Duke and Carolina. This is number one.
Mike, I couldn't agree with you more. This is class. This is excitement. This is absolutely bedlam. It's college basketball at its best. And tonight, I think the key is going to be the three-point shot. A key for Duke. They better make the perimeter shot, which Capel in college. And on the other side, Duke better stop the penetration of Jeff McInnis, because if he penetrates and they give help, Mr. Calabria is going to tickle the twat.
They wear the faces of those caught up in the power and intensity of the moment. And these moments find a way to endure, allowing some of the faces to transcend the present and become part of the lore, the storied tradition of the greatest rivalry in college basketball.
We now have a new sequence of DNA with instructions on how to combine it with ours.
They don't know how to find her.
You created a monster, now you want us to hunt it down and kill it.
They don't know how to kill her.
We decided to make it female so that it would be more controllable.
More controllable, huh? I guess you guys don't get out much.
They only know if they fail.
We gotta get to her before she gives birth.
It's the end of us all. Species.
On Direct Ticket.
What was that?
Can't destroy people dead, a gray gorilla.
No such thing as a gray gorilla.
I saw one.
I never saw any animal move like this.
Don't miss Congo. Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Set to go from the Dean Smith Center with Duke and North Carolina. Let's look at the Buick lineups for the Blue Devils under Mike Krzyzewski. Greg Newton has to play well to give Duke an inside presence to go with their perimeter game. For the Tar Heels and Coach Dean Smith, Jeff McInnis, not only the second leading assist man in the conference, but he's taken over the team scoring lead at 15.8 a game. Rasheed Wallace, Warren Martin among the many returning stars for both clubs. This brings them out of the woodwork, doesn't it?
Hubert Davis is here, but as far as Mike Krzyzewski goes, he's happy they're sitting up in the stands.
Price with the first shot for Duke off the baseline. Blue Devils 2-0.
That's really big. In the last 4 games, he's shooting, you ready for this? 12 for 41. He's too good for that, Mike.
That ought to give him a real confidence boost.
Oh, nice screen and roll. Oh, the simplest play in basketball. A screen, a roll to the goal. Nobody steps out and helps.
The two freshmen, Carter and Jamison, combined.
Nice play by Jamison and Carter, the diaper dandies. What a
Wallace and
surprise.
Price starting at the forwards, which makes Duke a little more athletic, Dick.
What a real surprise, though, to play this year of Jamison. Yeah, Duke has gone quicker. They're not starting Domzalski.
Price again. Here comes McInnis, picked up by Collins. Jamison so quick off the floor, and when he shoots, you can put it in the book.
He's automatic. He's got that quick release. Villanova really contained him by getting physical with him with Cornigan.
But they don't have a 6'7", 240-pound body to put on.
Well, Domzalski might be the guy off the bench, but right now, with the people they're starting, they do not have that kind of player. Now look at this little simple screen roll. See the screen? Oh, what a great screen. Now look at the release after the screen. And then he calls for the ball, and then the rest is great legs with a tremendous bounce off the floor. Jamison.
Zwicker did a pretty good job containing Newton on the last play. Capel off the inbounds hits it.
Nice play. Capel got right into the lane. Excellent penetration. Something like Krzyzewski teaches. Look at that intensity out of him on that sideline.
This is Calabria to Carter.
There's that motion game. They use a lot of high screens.
Got a mismatch now with Zwicker down low. Now Newton returns on him. McGinnis will try a three, short. Offensive rebound lost to Wallace.
Wallace really played well in their last game against Maryland.
Collins with a runner. Got the roll.
I'll tell you something about this kid. He always plays with emotion and intensity, Collins. A reflection of his dad, who's doing a great job with the Pistons.
And he's having an excellent season after just having a terrible time last year. Calabria for three.
He forced that shot. The shot wasn't there. In fairness to Collins, though, Mike, he never came back from that stress fracture in his foot. Probably should have redshirted last year, like they're doing this year with Langdon. Trajan Langdon is sitting out for the Dukies. A look at Michelangelo. Keeps winning and winning in every era.
Here's Wallace. He's fouled on the way in, and then the ball really swatted out of bounds.
He's playing with a little bit more authority now, Wallace. He's getting a little confidence in his game. He's trying to make things happen offensively as opposed to just being a guy running up and down the floor. Season recap, you look at the Dukies with 7 losses. Carolina, great this year, 15-4, surprising a lot of people, sitting on top of the ACC at 6-1.
Wallace really played against a low level of competition in high school. They thought it would be a while for him to come on, but he's starting to show some signs. Duke on top 8-4, and the Blue Devils don't look a bit intimidated by coming in here tonight.
Well, you know, no one knocked out Duke in their 7 losses. They've all been really solid games.
In all the conference losses, they had big leads. Jamison.
Can't let him catch the ball in that deep. He's so quick. He's got the quickest release of any young player I've seen this year.
Leads the ACC in field goal percentage, better than 60% of his shots. Collins trying to drive by. Wallace really skied it.
Great loss.
To Newton.
Great look. I'll tell you one thing. Hey, people, don't go away tonight. We're going to see some quality basketball.
Calabria fouled or walked. He walked.
They're going to walk in violation. I'll tell you, Mike, if this game continues at this pace, the early indications are we're going to see some great plays.
And some exhausted players because neither team is deep.
We're going to see a lot of zone defenses where you protect some players because you don't have the depth of pressure.
Taman Domzowski is in for the first time. There's the three by Capel. And Carter got leveled by a screen and was very slow to get up. Jump hook. Well. Serge Zwicker.
I tell you, there's a guy everybody thought would be an all-airport player. A guy that looks good at the airport, get no quality time, but he has really become a factor in that lane because of his size and his touch.
It's a credit to him and the North Carolina coaching staff. Collins from a different zip code.
I tell you, that was out of town, baby. That's a long-range jam. He's fired up. He feels it.
How to get 3.5 for that one. It's 13-8 Blue Devils.
He shot that from Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Here's a push.
Hey, before we go any further, we got to say congratulations to Bob Hurley and his beautiful wife. They just had a baby girl today. I understand they named the baby. You ready for this? Cameron, after Cameron Indoor Stadium. Congratulations. Hey, Mike, we're getting old when Bob Hurley starts having babies.
Our most sincere congratulations to go out to Bobby, who is just fighting back through everything after such a tragic accident. Kind of person you really root for.
Oh, nice backdoor claw.
Missed the shot, though. Wallace with another rebound.
They cut without the ball.
Duke is really on fire offensively early. Price can't get the roll. Domzowski kept it alive, but the rebound to Jamison.
Domzowski's become a little bit of a factor inside with each game getting better and better.
McGinnis with a runner. Jamison tries for the follow.
They get a foul on Jamison, climbing him out.
And that will be 2 quick ones on Antoine Jamison.
Watch number 33. Watch number 33. There he is now. He's going to climb him back. Oh, yes, he makes contact with Price.
When was the last time you played in the rain? Let your hair go wild. Flexed your muscles to the world. Stayed up past your bedtime. When was the last time you really had fun in a car? Riviera by Buick. Go ahead. Express yourself.
Morning watch is on!
Looks like we're gonna get wet.
It is a phenomenon of nature.
All hands keep out of the rigging!
A subject of legend.
What happened to my ship was not imagined.
And a force of pure destruction. Jeff Bridges in a film from the director of Alien. White Squall, rated PG-13, starts Friday, February 2nd.
Still using Western Union to wire money? Next time, use MoneyGram and save up to $9. Unless you really like getting overcharged. MoneyGram, always less than Western Union. Still using Western Union to wire money? Next time, use MoneyGram and save up to $9 because taking one bath a day is enough. MoneyGram, the better way to wire money.
Duke with a 5-point lead early here at the Dean Smith Center. Let's update you on another ACC game tonight. Wake Forest behind 21 points and 16 boards from Tim Duncan beats NC State, and Todd Fuller with another great performance by 4. And the updated standings will show you North Carolina all alone in first, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech both with 2 losses, and then the rest of it is up for grabs. And Dick, this was going to be the year where everybody got North Carolina right.
Yeah, everybody thought this was the year that jump out of losing Wallace and Stackhouse. You know what's interesting there? Georgia Tech, only 2 losses in a conference, but they have 9 overall. Bobby Krems's club cannot afford a mini slump because they can lose too many games and play themselves right out of the tournament.
Or they can go on and win the ACC.
They'd have
Get in that way.
And they're capable of doing that.
Absolutely.
So much balance this year in the league. League lacks that dominant heavyweight club.
Duke has hit 5 of its first 9 shots from the floor. Collins wide open. Missed a 3. Price offensive rebound.
It amazes me that he's not a star, Mike. It really does amaze me that he is not one of the super Souths in America.
Oh, when you see him play like that, this game brings out the best in these teams.
You can just feel the electricity on the floor, and look how the players are so focused.
Jamison playing with the 2 fouls, misses, a rare miss for him. Price with a save, and Jamison got hit in the mouth.
Yeah, he really took a shot. I am so impressed. I'll tell you, it's going to be a tough battle for Rookie of the Year in this conference between Marbury and Jamison. That battle's going to go down to whatever team I think's up on top. If Carolina's there, you got to give it to Jamison. Tech's there, give it to Marbury.
I tell you what, right now I would give it to both of them. I think they've both been so brilliant, and it would be a shame to see either one of them lose it. How's that for a bailout?
But that's a bailout. You're a politician. You're like Richard Petty, who's here, who's running for Secretary of State.
Shammond Williams and Steve Wojciechowski come off the bench.
I love Richard Petty. Got a chance to take a picture with him.
Okalaja is in for the first time. This is Zwicker.
He's another nice-looking freshman out of Germany.
He's played exceptionally well coming off the bench. There's the McGinnis penetration. Zwicker with a tip follow with Newton with a rebound.
Newton really active on the inside. They got to get him a few touches, though, offensively. He shoots so well, like 3rd in the nation in field goal percentage.
Wojciechowski goes low to Newton.
Trying to play a little 2-man game. Going to clear out and let him go one-on-one.
Fall away over. Zwicker got it.
Well, that's what they did. They went inside to Newton. That's a good call by Mike Krzyzewski.
Biggest lead of the game, 17-8. And Newton would lead the ACC in field goal percentage if he had enough attempts to qualify.
He has really become a factor, though, offensively from out of Canada. Now look at him down inside, posted. He has excellent touch. He's going to spin to the baseline. The little turnaround jump shot, good rotation. Excellent 2-man play. What an improved player.
Foul on Taman Domzowski, his second. He's had foul problems.
That's happens with a lot of young players.
Well, he said he played in New Mexico.
Oh,
There weren't
nice
that many
block.
officials to play. Blocked by Newton.
Newton with the rejection.
Shammond Williams went right down the lane after a great pass, and Newton was right there, but there's a foul.
Look at Shammond. He's trying to be a politician. Now look at the backdoor cut. He catches Wojciechowski staring at the ball. Newton says, get it out of here, little guy. This belongs to the Giants. Get it out of here.
When Newton and Mike Krzyzewski questioning that foul, and after the replay, probably with good reason, looked like he had all ball.
I thought he had all ball, had a good angle for the block shot. Williams has been very productive off the bench.
He's an exceptional free throw shooter. He just missed the first one, 82% on the year. Last year he hit 85.
Look at Lebo, Jeff Lebo. You see the numbers he had when he played here. He had a great stroke.
He's chasing Lebo for the best season and the best career free throw shooting ever.
And Domzowski is doing that for Duke against Chip Squinarco in 1978. That's the year Digger took his team, Notre Dame, to the Final Four.
Swicker, good help defense on Wallace.
Look at Swicker running the floor.
McGinnis really hasn't been effective so far at penetrating.
I was just going to say, Mike, one of their keys at practice yesterday was to stop his penetration. They feel he's the key to this club. Beat him to a spot.
Trying to work on Collins. Tough shot, and he hit it.
I'll tell you, he made it work for that. He had to really work for that one-on-one maneuver to make that happen.
McGinnis has hit 1 of 4. Boy, and he comes out quickly on Collins.
Wojciechowski had a big game against Maryland.
Had a career-high 13 points.
Made a big 3 when Maryland made a run at him. Got it down to 6 after being 20 down.
Price double-teamed to steal. Both teams playing tough defense.
Coming back from behind is something that's been a tradition here in North Carolina.
McGinnis tries to dump it low, tipped and picked by Wojciechowski.
Last game, they were down 18 with 17 on the clock and came back and beat Wake Forest.
That was some comeback, and this building was as loud as it's ever been.
Led by their diaper dandies at the end. Jameson had 15 off the glass.
North Carolina picking up the defensive intensity. Wojciechowski, 3! Wojciechowski coming in shooting only 32% from long range, but in the last couple of games, he seems to have found his shot.
The one thing about the kid, he's going to dive on the floor burns, he's going to scrap and claw. They chart floor burns at Kansas. I met Roy Williams' son today, plays on the junior varsity.
Swicker, another jump hook, won't go. Tip nearly went by Jamison, and the rebound to Duke.
Ricky Price, very active today.
20-11 Blue Devils. Great defense by Jamison to get back and knock it away. Bodies going everywhere. Saved by North Carolina, Shammond Williams.
Not a good look right there by Wojciechowski. Had to throw that, make that a perfect pass. Almost an impossible entry.
No, he tends to gamble sometimes and got burned that time. McGinnis,
nice
Swicker. Swicker likes that shot on the other side of the floor.
You got to make those open shots. That's created by his penetration. McGinnis.
We've got a timeout. 11:14 to go first half. Duke 20-11.
Little guy here with the TGI Fridays wrappers. Actually, I was talking about these hip new sandwiches, like this Philly cheesesteak, deli, veggie, or grilled chicken, all wrapped up in Friday's flatbread.
Hey, check it out. Oh, I got the cheesesteak. They look a little Philly. Ladies and gentlemen, the wrappers from Fridays.
Well, I guess you really are what you eat.
Is Red Dog better tasting premium beer? Well, yeah. It's brewed without any fancy gimmicks by Plank Road to be gold, bold, and uncommonly smooth. But hey, it's your call.
Ready? Get him!
Isn't it just like Delta?
Let's make it really cool.
To design a faucet that's at both the height of style and practicality. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
UConn unbeaten in the Big East, but getting a battle from Rutgers so far. There's Billy Gilligan, and they leave him, yes, on an island. And he hits the three-pointer. Once down 18. The margin is now 7. Back to Michael and Richard.
Well, I guess it's a surprise if there aren't any surprises, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. Connecticut is terrific. A lot of time to go back in that game. I think Connecticut's one of the premier 4 clubs in America, along with Kansas, Kentucky, and Massachusetts.
Duke shooting 57% through the first 8 minutes and 45 seconds of this game.
Their execution's really been perfect. Hey, Mike, before we go any further, I got to send my best wishes to Travis Monroe, a big basketball fan. He's at the Duke University Hospital, 16-year-old. He's an honor roll student. He's awaiting a donor for a heart transplant. And Travis, on behalf of Mike, myself, and everybody at ESPN, we're rooting for you, big fella, and I know you're going to enjoy this game.
Absolutely. Our best goes out to that young man. Zwicker throws it away. Tried to throw the angle pass to Williams.
They like to utilize that play where the ball goes to the post and they try to make that pass, what we call the zigzag pass, from one side of the floor to the other. Zigzag, you like that, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, the zone. Oh, the zone. That could be dangerous with guys like Collins that can shoot.
Collins had been 2 out of 3 from three-point range. Offensive rebound. Domzowski put it up. Looked like somebody got a hand in the center.
Yes, sir.
Nice call by Larry Rose. A North Carolina player got a hand up in the rim while the ball was there.
I think Mike had to be really pleased with Domzowski, who we look at here. The effort he made in traffic. He went up. Now watch him right now in traffic. Number 13. He's taking it right up at the 7-footer. It is
22-11.
Larry Rose with that good call, had the good angle.
Loose ball underneath, and Duke is picking off all the loose ones.
I'll tell you, they're scrapping on defense, stepping in passing lanes.
Capel for 3.
Look at him out hustling him on a glass.
Domzowski got another offensive rebound, but couldn't hold it. And this is critical for Duke. They are so thin that the reserves who come in have to play well, and tonight they certainly have.
You know, Duke, and Mike Krzyzewski aware of this, obviously, 4 of their losses in the conference, they had double-figure leads and ended up losing those games. And psychologically, they got to be thinking a little bit about that.
But now they've won 3 straight in the ACC. I think this group has figured out how to win.
It was big that they beat NC State when they were on the ropes, and they hit that 3-point shot by Collins.
Carter with a pull-up jumper. Jamison, look how quick off his feet.
He is a tremendous offensive rebounder. If you don't block out and find him and lay a body on him, he is going to just absolutely destroy you. Maryland found out he had 31 against the Terps.
Jamison has 8. Here's Collins for 3, top of the circle. He'll make that one all the time.
He'll make that shot if you let him square his body and he gets into that gap of the zone. Carolina's played a lot of zone this year, but that could probably be a problem here against the shooters Duke has.
Collins has 9 on 3 threes. The lead back to a dozen. Calabria out of the corner. He's been silent.
Take a look at college now. Look at his numbers shooting the 3. I mean, you look at the numbers as a freshman, 44%. His senior year, he's up to 46. His junior year, as you said, Mike, a down year. I think it was the injury that really created a problem for him.
And he really lost confidence in his shot, too.
Man-to-man, he came out of the zone. Michelangelo knows how to make adjustments. You don't win in the 60s and the 90s unless you're special, and he is special.
Domzowski triple team, got it to Wallace. Bodies everywhere. Wallace gets the roll. Nice touch.
I tell you, all the role players are playing. You could have seen that at practice yesterday. The Duke kids were so focused. Mike Krzyzewski had them so ready. And you got to know something when you go to 7 Final Fours in 9 years and back-to-back national title.
Okalaja had it partially blocked. Domzowski picks up the personal foul. That is going to be 3 on Taman Domzowski. The 4th annual ESPY Awards coming your way. We'll have 34 categories,
And that could really be big because they're so thin. Hootie and the Blowfish are big basketball fans. We watched the missed free throw here of Okulaja.
Big Miami Dolphin fans, too. Been a tough year.
Hey, they're great basketball fans. They were at the Jimmy V Classic. Mike was there as well.
Free throw by Okulaja won't go. It's 27-13. Capel brings it up for the Blue Devils. 8:31 to go first half.
Man-to-man defense.
Price pull up, lost it on the way up. Jamison. 2-on-1. Carter and Calabria.
Oh, no. He should have taken that right to the basket.
Terrible pass by Dante Calabria. One of the few mental mistakes you'll ever see him make.
Yeah, he really is been a solid performer, but right there, that certainly was a bad play.
Went for the spectacular when he could have made the shot easily. And here's a foul inside away from the ball. Newton was being held by Carter.
See, Calabria should have taken that ball right to the basket. There he is trying to throw it over Wojciechowski.
Well, Wojo got mugged in the process, too.
He'd like to have that back. Look, I'd like to have his hair. I mean, this guy, Pacino, De Niro. I mean, this guy's a Hollywood star. All you people should, and they should hire him for some of the soap operas. Dante Calabria. He's got the name, the looks.
He made the play of the year at Maryland, flat on his back in the lane with time running out to throw it up at the basket.
Jamison finished it off.
Capel pull up. Got it.
Oh, Capel with that nice little jumper. You know, North Carolina, the reason they're in big trouble right now, the two big guns, McGinnis and Calabria, have been neutralized, have been negated.
And that 29-13 Duke.
And that was one of their keys in getting ready for this game, Duke. Let's cut off McGinnis and Calabria. McGinnis answers.
McGinnis for three.
He sparked them in that comeback against Wake at 25. They were 18 down.
McGinnis with 5.
Oh, look at that hustle.
Okulaja going for the steal. It's out of bounds to Carolina. Well, now Mike Krzyzewski has just exploded off the bench because it looked like it was last touched by Okulaja. Let's see if they change the call. They do.
They do. They make
nice
the
piece of officiating.
They make the adjustment. He knew it, too.
Larry Rose, Bob Donato, and Mike Wood, the crew tonight.
Now watch this, diving, giving up skin. Here he is. They're going to both dive. Look at that hustle, scrapping Duke and Carolina. It's beautiful.
The hype, all the attention, and certainly the good players that are on the court. Great coaching.
We recruit against them. They recruit against us. We brag on each other.
This game is. Basically simulates the best game you would have to play like in postseason.
Rasheed Wallace on the right, one of the many stars who has returned to see this rivalry renewed. Here's the steal on the inbounds to Okulaja. Calabria, who has been scoreless, still is. Newton with the rebound, knocked away though, and Zwicker comes out. Here's a foul inside.
Dean Smith always working that sideline. Dante Calabria got a good look at the basket, but didn't make the open shot. Wake Forest would have win today. Todd Fuller, what a player, and he doesn't get any recognition.
Okulaja got the last foul. 29-16 Duke, full court pressure. Capel lost it. A steal by McGinnis.
They went to a full court trap. Came up with a loose ball. McGinnis is looking to penetrate. That isolates Zwicker down inside.
Okulaja with a height advantage on Capel. Can't take advantage of it.
Trying to post him inside against Price.
Here is Zwicker. And he walked.
Definitely lifted his pivot foot.
When you take a look at McGinnis, in his career, 26 assists and only 2 turnovers against Duke. Tonight, no assist, 1 turnover.
That's amazing when you think the kind of pressure. Last year, his performance at 102 to 100. That's the best game I've ever been part of. Double overtime. The Cameron Crazies were absolutely sensational.
Collins for 3, and Duke is on fire.
Can't allow him to have those open shots. If you let Collins catch the basketball, square the body, it's usually MBN. Nothing but nylon. The same with Calabria. Collins is going to let him get a good shot.
11 for Collins. McGinnis back the other way, in and out. Long rebound to McGinnis. Oh, and Wojciechowski just got nailed by a forearm from McGinnis.
He's a tough little kid. He looks like a linebacker, Wojciechowski.
Boy, he better be. Just took a knockout shot and got right back up. Jamison with a foul.
Antoine Jamison always around the basket. No one blocks him out. Where is the art of blocking out? Finding the man and turning and keeping your body between him and the basket.
32-18. Wojciechowski for three. He missed, but Capel with a long carry.
Not a good look right there by Wojo. Should make the extra pass. There it is now, making the extra pass.
Christ, it's a two.
There it is, the extra pass, Mike. You reverse the basketball. You bring it from the strong side to the weak side, and inevitably you're going to get a good shot.
And Ricky Price has 6. He's been struggling with his shot, but not tonight.
12 for 41 coming into this game in his last 4 games. Duke really playing tough man-to-man. That's a bad pass.
Nearly stolen. Calabria behind his back, then down the lane, dishes it off. Jump ball situation, possession arrow will give it to the Tar Heels. Boy, is this... I mean, these guys are really going after each other.
Hey, you're 6 miles apart. There's no rivalry like this in college hoops. Purdue and Indiana certainly special. Kentucky, Louisville. But Kentucky, Louisville, they're not in the same conference. So this is a 2 teams 6 miles apart, the same conference.
And no 2 teams can share the number of national championships and All-Americans these 2 can rack up either. There's Zwicker, and that's his favorite spot on the floor.
Yeah, he likes the drifter about 8 feet away on that baseline. Get the open shot. Jamison's a cheerleader as well, trying to pump up this crowd.
34-20.
This crowd was so loud against Wake, they say. Davey Odom could not send his communication to his team from the bench for Wake.
Oh, this is reminiscent of the poor shooting that North Carolina had in the first half against Wake.
Oh, look at that one.
Capel with a rainbow.
I mean, that's MCI time. That's long distance, baby. What a long-range jumper, rainbow time.
Both Capel and Collins have hit shots from different zip codes. The lead is 17, and here's a foul on Collins.
I think a lot of these fans here are absolutely stunned. As you look here at the three-point, we said three-point shooting had to be big, and here's the Dukies 5 for 9, and that certainly has been big. That's 15 points. There were only 3 for North Carolina.
And to cap it, they have more points inside than North Carolina does. We talked about the fact they had to have an inside presence.
Change defensively. They're zoning right now. Duke, no, they're actually playing man-to-man like a boxer would. They're chasing on Calabria. Price is chasing him.
Jamison with a miss. McGinnis with a miss. There's Jamison with that foul. He's in midair and everybody else is flat-footed.
I don't even have to tell you and watch the play. You tell me an offensive rebound, I'm going to call the name out. Jamison.
12 points and 5 rebounds. He is averaging nearly a double-double. No one's done that for Carolina since Mitch Kupchak 20 years ago.
That's amazing, but it doesn't really shock me with the great team balance. That's not going to happen in a North Carolina uniform. That's a silly foul right there by Wallace.
Carmen Wallace picks up his first. Capel rushed that shot and missed it badly. Timeout. 3:41 to go first half. Duke by 15.
This isn't about why your business has to communicate better or when the time is ripe to put all the new technology to work. We're past that stage. This is about putting laptops on desks and pages in pockets. It's about email and the internet. It's about a person who puts it all together and a company that can give you the hardware and software you need. This isn't about blue sky or sci-fi or by the by. This is about now, about how. Network MCI, that's how.
Being a parent is all about being there, whether it's a homecoming game or something as important as a college education. State Farm understands that. That's why State Farm Life Insurance makes sense. It's a smart way to help secure your children's future if something ever happened to you. See your State Farm agent for life insurance that's right for your family. It'll help make sure that all your dreams will be protected, like helping your children realize theirs.
State Farm understands life.
Let me guess. One side of you craves easy chair comfort, while the other side itches for performance, right? Well, meet Buick Regal with its famous 3800 V6 engine and Grand Touring suspension. Add to that an all-new interior with body-sensitive seats. And finally, there's a car for the two of you. Buick Regal.
Duke shooting 60% in the first half on top, 37-22.
Oh, look at the numbers. We said the three would be big. Look at Collins, 3 for 5. Now you look at Calabria. He's got the Zippo. He's a 45% three-point shooter. He's 0 for 4. Unless he starts making some threes, Carolina's in big trouble.
And McGinnis has only 1 assist. He's number 2 in the ACC in assists, which means he's not doing anything on penetration.
Well, penetration, they're cutting off number 1, and they're really right now taking away, because his penetration's taken away, you take away the shot by Calabria.
Three-point story overall. Duke, 50%. Carolina at 16.
Top of our show, we pointed out we thought the three would be big here tonight.
Shammond Williams with a long three. Missed it badly.
One thing, you don't want to panic to take the first shot that's available. You want to still get the high percentage shot offensively.
And Shammond Williams hits only 33% from outside.
Duke trying to make that extra pass. They got a real bounce to him right now. A real confident bounce.
Price may have had a fingertip on that, came up short. Dick, you're absolutely right. They came in here tonight like they believe they can win. McGinnis for 3. Jamison with a tip and a foul.
That's amazing. They're shooting the ball so quick, but Jamison will not be denied on the inside, and I don't think he's going to be denied for Rookie of the Year with the numbers he's posted, and if Carolina wins. I mean, watch number 33. Just watch him right here. Just follow. See, he's got inside position. You can't allow him. Show that. I want to show that again. Look at him how he's on the inside. You can't let an offensive rebound to get on the interior like that.
It's 1 on Ricky Price, the 7th team foul.
Oh.
Jamison hits the free throw. He has been sensational from day 1.
He had 20 rebounds against Virginia. He had 31 points against Maryland. 15 rebounds against Wake Forest.
Full court pressure, beaten easily. Duke with a 3-guard, 1 wing in the center lineup.
They really are perimeter dominant. Both clubs really are strong on a perimeter. Very average on the interior.
Collins trying to get away from McGinnis, and McGinnis will draw the foul for the block. And Dean Smith didn't care for that one at all.
Well, the last time we looked at Mike, that he was in this building, it was 2 years ago when he coached against Dean here, because Mike being out last year, but 2 years ago, you and I sat here, number 1 against number 2. Duke was number 1, Carolina was number 2 in the nation.
Dick, I've been lucky enough to do at least one of these since 1979 every year. Sometimes 2, a couple of times 3. This is really special.
It really is. I got the second one down at the Cameron Indoor Stadium, and you know that'll be special. They're taking some time off, playing intelligently, looking for the great shot, trying to protect the lead.
Running Capel around a couple of screens. He tries to penetrate. Price kept it alive. Zwicker with a rebound.
Carolina going into one of their spurts. You know they're going to get back in this game.
Calabria trying to get off the schneid and down.
Just a matter of time. You can't keep a good shooter like Mr. Calabria down. The good-looking guy. He's got Hollywood all over him. I'm trying to discover him for Hollywood. Somebody better give me a tip. I mean, come on, you agents. Dante Calabria's a natural. Hey, look at Rasheed. Don't get a technical there. He's got 10 technicals in the NBA. He's got 10 T's.
Calabria, 45% from long range, 4th in the ACC. Last year, shot 49-6.
Oh, you can't let him square his body there. You can't let him catch it. He ran to the transition game, right to the spot. He gets the great look. Why could I have his looks? Why does people have it all, Mike? He's got hair. He's got good looks. He's talented.
Doesn't have your money, though, Dick.
Calabria, give me those looks.
The biggest lead in this game was 17. It's down to 9.
You knew. You and I talked during the break. What did we say? We said during the break, we said Carolina will make a run. You can't hold them down.
They almost always do.
18 down in their last game and came back and beat Wake. They're extending. See, they're coming out playing that man. You can't zone against their perimeter shooters. And a nice screen they tried to set up there. Collins for you.
1:30 to go on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock.
Collins trying to run McGinnis.
Wojciechowski gets caught inside. Price. Zwicker with another rebound. Here's the foul. It's going to be on Newton. Excuse me, Price. That's 2 on him. Tomorrow night, more college basketball comes your way. Providence against number 21 Boston College at 7:30, followed by number 1 UMass with a healthy Marcus Camby against Temple. That's at 9:30. And Marcus Camby, when you take him out of the lineup, Dick, Massachusetts is still good, but not nearly.
Well, obviously they don't become the great team, but they showed a lot of guts to win without him on the road like they did. They get a tip it, and they're going to count it as a free throw. Free throw. Conversion on a free throw line. You know, you talk about Massachusetts. They really have impressed me when you talk about Travieso and Padilla and Dingle and Bright. To be able to win, they showed a lot of character winning without Marcus Camby.
37-30 North Carolina on a 12-point run in the last 2:30.
They are back. The crowd is loud. This place has learned to rock and roll. They don't sit down on their hands like they did up in Syracuse until the team came back.
Wallace, big 3.
Wow, Carmen Wallace starting to get a little active offensively. Showed that against Maryland.
And he and Price showing the willingness to take the big shot. 40-30. Okalaja. Offensive foul.
Good call by Larry Rose. He definitely out of control, trying to make things happen. That 3 was really big. Duke was struggling. Wallace makes the 3. Now they come over. They take the charge. Newton.
That's a big play by Newton. It would have been his 3rd personal. Domzowski already on the bench with 3. Collins trying to beat McGinnis. Here comes the trap. Got it to Wallace. Finger roll wouldn't go for it. Okalaja with a rebound.
Shot the ball a little too quick. Should have backed it out. Should have played for a higher percentage shot.
Swicker from his favorite spot with a miss. Here comes Wojciechowski. Duke can play for 1.
You got to love this kid. You got to, all you little kids out there got to like this little guy. Showing you can play at this level.
Our Delta Faucet halftime report coming up. Stay tuned for that.
Playing for the last shot. Carolina's going to trap. Could leave somebody open diagonally. There it is.
There it is. Capel. Capel banks it in.
As soon as they trap, where's the first place they look? Right opposite the defense. A great play. Capel and Wallace come up big. And there goes Coach Tay. Back-to-back national titles in 91-92. It's just great seeing him on the sideline.
Duke playing as well as it can and has a 12-point lead over North Carolina at the half. And now our Delta Faucet halftime report with Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps.
Fellas, thank you. At this point, we're supposed to talk about, can Duke come back? Our producer, a Duke graduate, anticipating a Tar Heel lead. Instead, it's can Carolina come back in the second
You got to
half.
credit Coach K. He's got these kids believing. I thought had more intensity to come into this game. And Dean's kids were a little relaxed. And next thing you know, the zone bothered the shooting. Calabria's got to find the 3.
Looks like they want it more. It's important in rivalry games, but it's still a half to play, obviously. Coming up in our Delta Faucet halftime report, the Big Ten race gets wilder tonight as Purdue goes into Michigan. And also Tim Duncan and Wake Forest pushed to the limit by NC State. Highlights coming up.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Buick and your local dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. And by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Summer Games. Make it a Bud Light.
It's the Dukies by a dozen at halftime. Scores and highlights ahead.
When plumbers hit the road, they carry more than a truckload of faucets and pipes.
At halftime, certainly a surprise. The Blue Devils, underdogs by about a dozen points, lead by that margin. Welcome back to our Delta Faucet halftime report. Chris Fowler along with Richard Phelps. Elsewhere in the ACC tonight, Wake Forest trying for a piece of that lead against NC State.
In a big win, because now if NC loses, that means there's a tie again for first place in the ACC.
You were watching the matchup of centers in this game. You like Todd Fuller. He was going against, of course, Tim Duncan, and Duncan the edge early with the flush there. Wake Forest built the lead as many as 14 points. Then Curtis Marshall hits the 3 from the corner, and NC State is chipping away. Clint Harrison the miss. Al Pinkins there for the putback. Then Wolfpack were down 2 when Curtis Marshall, part of an 18-4 spurt, the Wolfpack led by a point, but Wake Forest regained the lead. The Wolfpack trailed by 2 here. They push the ball. Fuller ahead of the field, but from a bad angle and pressured by Duncan. Could not get the layup down. Deacs win it by 4 to go to 6-2 in the conference. NC State has now lost their 5 ACC games by a combined 17 points. They're up to 2-6 in the conference. In the Big Ten Conference, Michigan State and Penn State, Tom Izzo's Spartans have won 3 in a row. But Glenn Secunda, little pump fake in the layup, ties the game in the early going. Spartans go on a run. Joe Garavaglia to Antonio Smith, and the Spartans had a 3-point lead at the break. Second half, they stretch it out. Damon Bethea showing the range, and Michigan State built a lead of 10 points. They are trying to put away Penn State. 2 minutes to play. The lead is 8 as Michigan State tries to go to 6-2.
And this could force a 3-way tie the way things are going in the Big Ten, because we got Purdue coming up against Michigan.
That's right. Michigan at home tonight against Gene Katie's team. The Boilermakers just jumped on them early, took the crowd out of it completely. Brandon Brantley, the inbounds pass. He draws the foul. Boilermakers by 10 early. Then Chad Austin hits the 3. It was a 19-point lead in the first half. Purdue continues to pour it on. Nice passing here. Roy Hairston finally finishes a 22-point Purdue lead at the break. Second half, Boilermakers kept playing. Justin Jennings takes the feed, throws it down. Purdue wins by 21 in Ann Arbor.
And if we go back to the first game of the year, Purdue didn't have anything going against Memphis, and Gene Katie again molds a basketball team.
Michigan only 5 assists for the entire team. Eastern Michigan beaten at Ohio U by 9 points.
Ohio U just takes anybody at home, and as usual, comes up with an upset.
First MAC loss for Eastern Michigan. Texas Tech ranked number 15, but having trouble at Oral Roberts, leading by just 5 in the final minute. Elsewhere, Vanderbilt pulling away from number 22 Auburn at home. In the Big 8, Oklahoma State last in the conference at 0-4, searching for their first win in Allen Fieldhouse. Jacques Vaughn the steal, Rafe LaFrentz the finish. In the early going, Kansas actually trailed in the game. Then Sean Pearson's block gets the Jayhawks moving. Vaughn down court. No look pretty feed to Jared Haas, who lays it in Kansas after the early trouble has responded to take the lead of 18 points late in the first half.
Kansas just too deep for Oklahoma State. Eddie Sutton knows it's going to be one of those tough nights.
Well, a lot of 0-5 if they can't come back and win that game. Cincinnati clobbering UNC Charlotte early. Charlotte storms back. It's only a 6-point deficit with 3:17 to play. At one time, this was a 17-point lead for Cincy.
Charlotte's going to be one of the tougher teams when it comes time for conference play in Conference USA.
Virginia Tech easily over Greensboro, 74-48, as Ace Custis has 15-7. In the Big East, West Virginia and Georgetown. It was a close game the first time in Morgantown. The Hoyas stormed back to get the win. This was not that close. Iverson goes up high to block the shot. It was ruled goaltending. Later in the half, Greg Simpson off the miss. Feeds Levon Lamb for the lay-in. Mountaineers down by 5. John Thompson's team would explode, though, in the second half. Jerome Williams the steal. 10 points, 9 boards for Williams. Later on, Jerry Nichols misses. Iverson, beautiful little feed inside to Othello Harrington, who lays it in. Georgetown won it going away, 91-67. 18 points, 8 assists for Iverson, 17 for Victor Page, as the Hoyas move to 8-2 in the conference. Connecticut and Rutgers, this game, UConn had trouble in the early going and then pulls away, wins it by 18 behind 22 from Ray Allen. Coming up, NBA highlights. Sir Charles, the big toe woes behind him. He's playing like the Sir Charles of old. That's coming up.
This halftime report is presented by Delta Faucet and your dependable Delta Plumbing professional. Together, they're the way water is brought to life.
Even at 101 years of age, we here at Kelly Springfield like to keep active. Although occasionally, we have to stop and catch a breath. Kelly Springfield, America's oldest tire company.
The roads are getting rougher, and the chores are just getting tougher. You're working harder than ever. You need a truck that does too. Meet the all-new 1997 Ford F-150. It throws an even longer shadow, with a wider stance and the largest V8 payload on the job. Plus an all-new suspension that loves abuse. After all, the ground's not getting any softer. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Let's do in the cheese world.
Feta cheese is big, Dave.
Anything else?
Try the pepper jack.
Wow, this would spice up a bacon cheeseburger. Give me 1,000 pounds, sliced.
Okay. And spice it up he did. It's Wendy's new Pepper Jack Bacon Cheeseburger. A quarter pound of fresh beef, spicy Pepper Jack cheese, 3 strips of bacon, and the perfect sauce.
Great cheeseburger, Dave.
Sure beats feta.
Sure beats feta.
I just said that.
Come try Wendy's new Pepper Jack Bacon Cheeseburger today.
Welcome back to our Delta Faucet halftime report. Games like this, why it's tough to play in the NBA. Both the Suns and the Hawks coming off games last night. Phoenix had to play in Miami. Atlanta had to travel back from Indy to play the game at home. Danny Manning will be activated Friday, but not playing tonight. Steve Smith, the long rebound, splits through the Suns' defense for the dunk, and the Hawks have the early lead. Second quarter, Wayman Tisdale gets it going. With these low post moves from Oklahoma, will fade away, gets it to go, drives the foul. Suns pulled away by 10 points at that point. Later in the quarter, A.C. Green goes the distance and throws it down, and Phoenix wins it 120-84. They've won 6 of the last 8 against the Hawks. The Cavs continue to dominate Milwaukee. Clippers trailing in San Antonio, as you might expect. The Blazers also had the lead. The Boston Celtics snap a 5-game losing streak, even though Dino Radja sat the game out. The Lightning, a 5-game home winning streak as Pittsburgh continues to struggle down in Florida. The Habs, 4 goals on the 6 shots in the first period against the Caps. They lead 5-2. Boston over Ottawa. The Rangers and Dallas still scoreless in the second period. Chicago and Edmonton scoreless in the first period. More college hoops scores ahead, and the second half from Carolina coming up.
The road to the NCAA championship starts right here with ESPN Full Court on DirecTV. Now you can watch hundreds of college basketball games from the ACC, SEC, Big Ten, Big East, Big 8, Atlantic 10, and other great conferences. Catch your favorite teams like Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, Georgetown, Michigan, Villanova, Massachusetts, Wake Forest, and many more. All this exciting college hoops action can be yours for just $79 or 3 easy payments of $26.33. Call 1-800-345-4DTV to order ESPN Full Court. If you're a college basketball fan, don't miss this chance to get ESPN Full Court on DirecTV, because a game is a terrible thing to waste.
Welcome back to the Delta Faucet Report. Great finish, Louisville and South Florida. Brian Lamb launches the deep three to tie for the Bulls. Doesn't get it. James Harper, another chance. Just off, and Louisville comes from behind to win by 3.
Toughest road trip for you to play, South Florida, but Louisville on a roll. Big win at Pauley over the weekend.
And Notre Dame gets the victory over St. John's as well. The second half, Duke Carolina straight ahead.
Y'all ready for this?
Meet Happy Gilmore. He was a hockey player.
Don't you ever touch my puck!
Now he's going from the rinks to the links.
Where you going with those clubs, Punk? I'm your caddy.
He's got the swing.
He shoots, he scores!
He's got the drive.
This guy sucks.
He's got the ball.
All right, let's go.
Adam Sandler is Happy Gilmore. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, February 16th at theaters everywhere.
Time to wash up.
Isn't it just like Delta to design a stylish faucet that's practical, too?
Give me that.
so it's long enough to reach today's double and even triple sinks. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
Need a towel?
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies.
South the Rockies! The job needs 4 guys now, and the guys need all their equipment. You're working harder than ever. You need a truck that does too. Meet the all-new 1997 Ford F-150, the only full-size pickup with a standard Super Cab third door, 60/40 split rear bench, and standard dual airbags, plus a taller cab for more hat and boot room than ever. After all, the guys aren't getting any smaller. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Update. Cincinnati about to remain unbeaten at home and make it 15-1. And Michigan State about to create a three-way tie for first in the Big Ten along with Purdue and Penn State. Back to a stunned Dean Smith Center, guys.
That's a good word for it, too, Chris. It's 42-30 right now. The Duke Blue Devils leading the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Duke led by as many as 19 in the first half. Mike Patrick, Dick Vitale back with you. Coming into this game, North Carolina was the worst in the ACC in three-point field goal defense. 39.5% against them. Duke tonight shooting 54% from three-point range.
Well, we talked about how the three was going to be big if you let guys spot up, and Duke took advantage because North Carolina did not defend it. We're going to show a sequence where you see exactly finding the open spot. Take a look right here. We're going to see pass, go away, set a screen for Collins, and we're going to watch Calabria drop into this lane and not give him the respect defensively. We take a look at Wojciechowski. There's the screen. There he is, goes away. We reverse the ball, freeze it. Look at him squaring here. Look what's Calabria doing here. You got to get up on this guy. He can shoot the rock, baby. Now we take a look at him. Look at him squaring. Collins' eyes, they got so big. He saw the open three. Wow. Look at him. This is the made one, the orange. Look at him making these babies. I mean, he's out there knocking that sucker down, shooting the basketball really well today. I mean, there's one from the baseline corner as well. I missed that one, but we found it. He's been 4 for 6 from the field, 3 for 5 from three-point range.
Here are the stats. Duke shooting 55% overall, 6 out of 11 from three-point range. The turnovers, both teams at 7, but Duke has 10 points off turnovers as opposed to only 2 for Carolina.
Like the difference in the game, the backcourt of Duke has won the battle over the backcourt of North Carolina. 3 for 13, the backcourt of North Carolina, Calabria and McGinnis. 8 for 14, Capel and Collins. The C-squared gang has won the battle early, but does it have to go?
20-8, the point differential. Wallace on the way in, lost it out of bounds, last touch by the Tar Heels. North Carolina has won 5 straight in this series. Duke has not won here since 1991.
There's the 2-3 zone. Trying to match up. A lot of teams have had a problem attacking the North Carolina zone all year. Dean is zone more this year than he's done in the past. Has not been able to press as much because they're not deep.
Here's Capel, shot clock at 3. Wallace, way short. Newton didn't get it off before the shot clock violation. Nice defense by the Tar Heels.
Good call by Bob Donato right on top of the play. He and Mike Wood and Rose doing a heck of a job. There's a look at Mike Krzyzewski. His numbers, man, they're just unbelievable. When you look at that career he's had, 4 regular season ACC titles, 3 tournament titles, 3 National Coach of the Year awards.
Okalaja starts the second half.
Execution so important here for North Carolina. I'd get the ball in the hands of Jamison down inside.
That's a tough pass. Zwicker is never going to handle that one. Jamison comes out with it, puts it in. And Antoine Jamison, 17 points.
Well, if they're not going to give it to him, he's going to pick up loose balls and score. They got to get him a few more touches. He's automatic.
I'd give it to him every time. Capel for three, another quick shot.
Bad shots can really hurt Duke early.
Calabria didn't force it,
but he penetrated. McGinnis was allowed to penetrate right there, something that didn't happen in the first half.
Newton with a rebound, hands it to Capel. The lead is 10.
Shot selection so important when you have a lead against North Carolina. You got to be able to take the high percentage shot, and that means ball movement and player movement.
Collins leans into one, didn't get the roll. Wallace couldn't beat Jamison to the rebound.
He tried to aim that one in, Chris, rather than shoot the ball.
Price playing some tough.
Picked up his dribble.
Calabria.
Yeah, he really is. Ricky Price is really seems to respond to this challenge, trying to get right up in Calabria's face.
And that's been Duke's calling card under Mike Krzyzewski.
They got to set some screens for Dante. He's not going to get free without the screen.
McGinnis dumps it to Jamison. A rare miss, but hooked in by Zwicker.
Boy, it's nice to have that size. You can't teach that, baby. 7 feet. You can't teach it.
Zwicker has 8, and Mike Krzyzewski has seen it up early in the second half. He calls time with 7:42 in the game. The lead is down to 8.
The loads are getting heavier, and the stumps are just getting more stubborn. You're working harder than ever. You need a truck that does, too. Meet the all-new 1997 Ford F-150. Our new Triton V8 cranks out even more power and torque. Our V6 out-muscles every standard truck engine in its class. And the first scheduled tune-up's 100,000 miles away. After all, the road's not getting any shorter. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies.
My husband and I both work, but when there's a problem with the kids around the home, I'm usually the one to deal with it. But it's not just me they depend on. It's my income, too. If anything ever happened to me, State Farm can help make sure their future is secure.
If you want to talk life insurance with somebody who knows what they're talking about and knows how to listen, talk to a State Farm agent.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'll tell you, Mike, we're going to take a look right here at the lost art of not blocking out. We're going to watch number 45. We're going to watch him on the inside right here. Freeze it. See, right here. Look at this here. See, Newton steps up. Now he's got the inside lane, number 45. Watch Zwicker now. He goes right into the glass. Nobody on the body on him. And there's the tip. The lost art of blocking out. You must find your man, and you must get a body. But in fairness to Newton, he had to get up. Hey, look at that headband. I like those things, but I got no hair to hold up.
He started wearing that after he had a perforated eardrum, and he's also got a plug in there to help it. Duke has not made a shot in the second half. North Carolina's 2 for 4. Here's a hold on McGinnis.
Mike didn't waste any time calling that timeout. A lot of guys would waste time, but didn't waste any time. Look at Jamison. Some people better step up. He's got 17. The rest of the club's got 17. Look what the rest of the club shoot. That's 1 for 4. 6 for 24. You divide 6 into 6, get 1. 6 into 24, 4. That's 25%.
Very good.
Hey, pretty good at math, huh, Mike? Trying to impress you.
Show me something with square roots, I'll get impressed.
Uh-oh. There's that zone. Get into the gap.
Got it to Newton. Zwicker blocked it.
Zwicker with that great size, as you said. He's a big-time factor. Not certainly a Rasheed Wallace, who was a dominant inside player. Now playing for the Bullets, doing a heck of a job when he gets the opportunity to play.
Zwicker low against Newton. Carolina being very patient. Jamison.
And a foul.
Oh, they call an offensive foul on Jamison. That's 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, that's 3 on him. Dean can't believe that call. We talked about Mike's numbers before as we watched Jamison taking it to the goal.
Newton got there.
I'll tell you one thing. Newton, for a big player, draws charges as well as any big player I've seen, number 55.
That's his second drawn charge tonight. Duke has yet to score.
If I were Duke right now, I would try to attack Jamison, get an isolation with Wallace on a drive to try and get him four. I would go right at Jamison.
Price pull-up jumper. Domzalski offensive rebound. Rimmed out.
Domzalski was right there, but came up short, made a good effort.
Calabria for three, off target. Domzalski kept it alive. Jamison goes down hard, and I think it's on Domzalski.
Domzalski came from the behind, really bothered the shot on Calabria.
Instead, it goes on Carmen Wallace, his second. It would have been Domzalski's fourth.
Look at the field goal percentages. Duke 0 for 6. I mean, that's Brick City.
So as hot as they were in the first half, they are ice cold here. 3 minutes and 48 seconds into the second half.
And if that happens, you're going to lock it up defensively.
McGinnis against Wojciechowski, and Wojo will pick up the personal.
We've said that they like that dribble penetration. There aren't many point guards that can penetrate any better, really, than McGinnis. He's so strong with the basketball. He has the great size to look over the defense. Now, here he is in an isolation. There he is going to spin, take Wojciechowski to the goal. He does that really well. If you step in and give help, he'll kick it out.
Especially against Wojciechowski, who gives up 5 inches to him.
Try these numbers out by Dean. I talked about Mike's numbers. 845 wins, 17 ACC regular season titles, 12 ACC tournament titles, 10 Final Fours. Are you serious? It's unbelievable.
Here's a trivia question for you. What's the worst record Dean Smith has had in the last 25 years? The worst.
I'm stumped.
21 and 13. That's the worst record he's had in the last 25 years.
For a lot of guys, that means a 5-year extension.
That's right. Price with a left hand. Price has played very well tonight.
He really has played well defensively. He has been responsible for locking up on Calabria.
It took Duke 4 minutes and 10 seconds in the second half to score a bucket. Okalaja.
Okalaja, what a find. They got him out of Germany. They had a previous player that played here who recommended him going here, Rodel, who plays out in Germany. They play together on a team out there.
The lead is 6.
You just knew it. This is going to go down in the last 4 minutes, the winning time.
Domzalski and Zwicker really battling inside.
Look at Calabria. He's going to make Collins have to dribble and not get the good look at the three.
Capel in the opposite corner wants the ball. Shot clock at 7. Forced that shot. Here comes Calabria.
Calabria, good rebounder for a guard. Oh, nice change of direction and kick out. Oh, good job cutting off penetration by Wojciechowski.
McGinnis trying it again. Tough shot won't go. Jamison.
Antoine Jamison. There is no finer in Carolina as an offensive rebounder than Mr. Jamison. AJ is a star. That is not an ordinary player, my friends. That is not an ordinary type of dandy. He is a star, and I love him in Chapel Hill.
He has 19 points and 10 rebounds, his 9th double-double this year. Capel for 3, in and out.
And rebound Jamison, and off they go. The Heels Express is in gear.
The Blue Devils have hit 1 of 9.
Oh, Jamison's open. Oh, get it to Yo, baby. Michael Kay, get it to Yo. Rasheed likes it. Jamison, Jam City, there's the TO.
Okalaja with a great pass to Jamison for the jam. Timeout, 14-11 to go in the game. It's down to 2.
Tap your feet, tap the spirit, tap the beat. Anytime you hear it, tap the Rockies Coors Light. Tap the Rockies Coors Light.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
What's on the outside of your home says a lot about who lives inside. Whether it's exploring all the color and possibilities of vinyl siding or choosing other carefree exteriors to make a statement, Alcoa gives you all the ways to say it, so that you can bring the very best of what's inside, outside. Alcoa Building Products. Picture the possibilities.
For the vehicles in the Chrysler brand, we set some very stringent criteria. It's called benchmarking, and we set hundreds of benchmarks. Recently, we set 10 new engineering benchmarks to surpass. We scrutinized the look, the feel, even the sound quality. And that, of course, was just for a turn signal.
That 19-point lead is down to a deuce, and one of the reasons, Mr. number 33, Antoine Jameson. Look at him right there. They block him out. Cable does a good job blocking out, but he goes right over the top with the sides. Now the next time, we're going to take a look right here. Watch this play as they go diagonal. Freeze him. Oh, yes. He's looking right here. He wants the rock. Nobody finds him. He's wide open. They jam it right to him, and look at Jameson. He can't believe he's open. He's saying, how can I be open with the numbers I'm posted? Where's my respect?
Antoine Jameson has had no problems adjusting to the ACC. 17.4 points, 11.1 rebounds. Tonight, 21 points, 11 boards, 7 of them offensively. This is as close as North Carolina has been since it was 10-8.
Look how active they are now in that 2-3 zone. Really active, North Carolina.
Newton forced it up, didn't get an offensive rebound to Price. Duke needs a bucket. They've hit only 1 of 9.
They're really locking up on a three-point shot. Big
Price, oh, big shot.
See, that's a star player. A star is a guy that wants the ball when your club is on the ropes. He has star potential, has not become the star they have thought he would be.
Ricky Price has 10.
I'm surprised they took him off. And they got Calabria now being played by Collins. Good defense there by Collins.
Collins, good defense. Jameson with a push that is 4 on Antoine Jameson with 13:27 to go in the game.
That's got to make Duke fans really feel great. Certainly not Dean Smith. There's Jameson now trying to work on the inside, number 33. They get him for a push. I don't know about that push. What do you think?
I think it was the hand in the face. I don't think it was the push.
What a great career this kid is going to have here. Once he gets a little bit more strength to that body, a little stronger physically.
Newton low against Zwicker. Take it from 15. Domzalski offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
I'll tell you, he's doing what the heck of a job. He's really
tough,
improved.
isn't he?
He's a tough, hard-nosed kid. I don't think Mike McKay had a tough time recruiting a Domzalski and a Wojciechowski. No. You think when he went in there, he was able to spill some of that nice Polish language, Mr. K? Look at him right here. Krzyzewski with Domzalski and with Wojciechowski. Check his numbers on a free throw line. He is right now trying to break the school record on the free throw line of Jim Spanarkel, who in '78 shot 86%. See the record right here? Jim Spanarkel, '78, was a great player without the ball.
It's both of the free throws. 5 rebounds tonight, all offensive, 4 points. That was Domzalski off the bench.
'78 was the year that Kentucky won the national title.
Here's Shammond Williams with time, has a lot of trouble protecting the ball, nearly lost it there. McGinnis got by Collins, Domzalski helps out.
Oh, what a nice look.
Great to Zwicker.
I'm telling you, what a pass, what a look. Hey, these freshmen really are special. Okalaja, Jameson, Carter.
They don't play like freshmen. 48-44. Collins just can't get away from McGinnis, who's done a great job on him. Here's the double team. Great pass to Newton from Domzalski, and Calabria fouled him. 2 on Calabria.
Newton did a great job moving out the ball. Watch Okalaja with great interior passing. Look at the little left hand, the little shovel to Zwicker. And Zwicker goes up with the jam, but it was the look by Okalaja. Now here it is. Going to take a nice head fake, gets into the lane, dribble penetration into the gap, and then the dump off to Zwicker.
Newton, a 62% shooter, will go to the line. That was the 15th foul against Carolina. Duke has committed only 2.
What a great adjustment by Dean Smith, Bill Guthridge, and Phil Ford. What they have done here in the second half, as we look at his numbers, they have really done a great job of coming out and extending on Collins and taking away the three-point shot. And they've done a great job of neutralizing Newton on the interior. He doesn't get many touches for great looks.
Blue Devils lead is back to 6. This has been a very physical game and promises to be more so. Calabria fouled. Let's see if it's Domzowski or Wojo in the reach-in.
Calabria really the lost start in the game, cutting without the basketball. Made a great move down the gut of the defense. Little backdoor cut. Dean Smith, a teacher of movement without the ball. Teaches unselfish play. Cut, replace yourself.
The last foul was on Domzowski. That's his 4th. Jamison already on North Carolina's bench with 4. Calabria hits the first free throw.
Watch Calabria right here, and he's going to go down the gut of the defense. There he is. See the little backdoor cut? He ran. He got Ricky Price to react to it.
Calabria misses the second. 5-point lead for Blue Devils. 12:01 to go in the game.
You almost expect a little spurt by Calabria shooting the basketball.
Newton hit the floor, no whistle. Collins for 3. Tough shot, wouldn't go. Wojo.
Oh, nice play by Wojciechowski.
Newton with a miss. Shammond Williams with a rebound.
Steve Wojciechowski, good little dish off there to Newton. You got to convert those.
McGinnis trying to penetrate again.
Nice shot. He's an excellent one-on-one guard. He has great what we call scoring ability as well as ability to dish the rock.
McGinnis, who leads this team in scoring, has 8 tonight.
Are they finding Collins every time he tries to spot up for the ball?
Carter is out of bounds as he gets the tie-up, so it's Duke's ball. Or Okalaji, excuse me.
We're going to watch McGinnis a little one-on-one. He backs you down, has that great size you talked about earlier, partner, and he shoots right over the top of the defense. It's very difficult for a little guard to defend him. Duke shooting 14%, Mike, second half versus 58%. That'll get you in the game.
Yes, it will. Shot 55% in the first half when they build a 17-point lead, only to see North Carolina come back again. Price off the inbounds play, just burst down the baseline.
Will somebody please tell me, send me a message. I've watched a lot of basketball. Why this kid isn't one of the special players in the country? I find that mind-boggling. He's got speed, quickness, defensive ability. He's got the bounce. It's amazing. I can't believe he's just a regular average college player when you look at his numbers.
Tonight may be the coming out party. He has a dozen.
Nice
Great feed, Okalaji missed a shot. Swicker missed. Swicker tips.
I'll tell you one thing. Don't tell me this kid's a project. Don't tell me this kid just takes space. This kid has become a factor. Serge Swicker is a major factor in the lane.
52-49. Domzowski wants the ball low.
Two diaper dandies going head-to-head. Okalaji and Domzowski.
Duke right now playing a double low post. Tough shot by Price. Give him 14.
Can you believe he's 12 coming in here for like 42? I mean, that's unbelievable in his last 4 games.
He's hit 7 out of 13 from the floor tonight as we approach 10 minutes to lead back to 5.
And what a job he's doing defensively. Now he's rotated on Calabria. He's really contained them all night long.
Wojo trying to stay in front of McGinnis, but McGinnis takes him down low again. Newton with a rebound.
McGinnis one-on-one once again, sideline break.
Price, Capel for 3. Big shot.
He's got that big rainbow shot. His dad's got to be proud. His dad right now is 6-2 at Old Dominion in a Colonial, second to Sonny Smith and Virginia Commonwealth, who's 7-1.
Capel has extended the lead back to 8 with 9:36 to go in a 20-second timeout. Coming up on the Deuce tomorrow night, more ACC action. Maryland goes against Virginia. That's an 8 o'clock Eastern start. And those two teams are so terribly disappointed in what's happened to them so far this year.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle. Virginia's really had a problem. They haven't had the productivity out of Harold Dean. You talk about two disappointing players, Dean and X-Ray Hip this year.
Here's what Price has struggled through the last 4 games. Forget about tonight already. 3 out of 12, 4 out of 12, 1 out of 10, then 3 out of 8. Tonight, he's exploded. 7 out of 13. He has not only hit some tough shots, he's hit some shots that have really cooled North Carolina's momentum.
Yeah, he really has, and that's usually a sign of a star. And he's also locked up this guy, Dante Calabria. He's been really right all over him the entire game. He's been like the Velcro man. I mean, he's been the Velcro man.
Carter goes baseline, and they're going to push, I believe, on Price. And that'll be 3 on Price, and Antoine Jamison coming back off the bench with 4 fouls, and Okulaja will sit down. The numbers on Jamison tonight.
He's playing here with 9 minutes with 4. That's really interesting that he brought him back so quickly, but you know what? They're down 8. In fairness, you can't win. Oh, you can't teach that. You can't teach that. You can't teach that high-rising ability.
Carter at 6'5" soars above everybody, and Domzalski fouls out in the process.
I'll tell you, he was Mr. Basketball in Florida. He broke the heart of Florida State in Florida, and you can see why. He's got unbelievable potential. Domzalski played a heck of a... He gave him quality minutes while he was in there with a heck of an effort.
Yes, he did, Dick.
Carter really has to learn how to play basketball at a major college level in terms of adjusting to offenses, defenses, but you can't teach what he has here. Look at his high-rising ability. He's the elevator man. He's up and away.
That's his first 2 points of the night, trying to convert a 3-point play, and does, and it's 57-52.
He's a terrific kid, too. He led his band when he was in high school. As you look at Domzalski, played the sax. Vince Carter is what you call quality people.
There are some mean screens being set out there tonight. Price nearly lost it. Got it back now, does. And they'll call a foul on Carter.
Carter reaching in. They get him for the grab.
Boy, and the North Carolina crowd came to its feet as one on that call.
Like, the game of basketball is played in segments. The next 4 minutes are really big for North Carolina. They got to get a spurt and take away some confidence from Duke and not allow the Dukies to get a spurt on them.
Price got another one.
I'll tell you, Ricky Price, I don't know about it, Digger, and I don't know, Chris. Why isn't this kid a star? Somebody tell me. Now he's talking. You don't want to talk any trash, Ricky. You just want to play.
16 points. He's a star tonight. Newton reaches over Zwicker and knocked it away. McGinnis telegraphed that one.
Yeah, good defense, good deflection, step right in the lane.
Capel for 3. There's some guys like Capel who just feel it. They know a big shot is really going to give them that momentum.
I'll tell you, waiting for that TV timeout. 2 big threes.
63-52 all at once. Duke up by 11. Carter hangs in the lane and hits one.
It's Carter dribbling into that lane with that good bounce. No one stopped any kind of penetration. Carolina's got to make something happen defensively.
Wallace back in. This is Price.
Nice entry.
Newton bodies up on Zwicker, missed the shot. Jamison another rebound.
And Zwicker did a great job making him get a bad angle on that shot.
The 3 off target from McGinnis. The save for the Blue Devils. Wojciechowski ahead to Newton. Can't handle it and then bounced it off. McGinnis. Great play by Newton.
Great play by the kid from out of Canada.
Timeout on the court. 7:48 to go in the ball game. In the greatest rivalry in college basketball, it's Duke by 9.
If hell has no fury like a woman scorned, there's no place hotter than January on Direct Ticket. She's half woman, half alien.
You created a monster, now you want us to kill it.
She's a dangerous species. Remember when Molly Ringwald was pretty in pink? Now she's deadly in bed.
How did you get in here?
I have a key.
Molly's malicious. Poor Dolores, they say such nasty things about her, just because a few people fell down the stairs.
An accident can be an unhappy woman's best friend.
Kathy Bates is Dolores Claiborne. Everyone loves a friendly ghost, unless it messes up your property values.
I have huffed and puffed. Now I want to rip this place down.
Kathy Moriarty takes on Casper. There's nothing more dangerous than a gangster's gal, especially when she moves like this. Uma Thurman stars in Pulp Fiction. Imagine a future where beauty is a weapon.
Hands behind your back.
Grace Jones and Baywatch's Alexandra Paul are cyber bandits. Bad Girls, great movies playing this month on Direct Ticket.
Tomorrow night, can Canby and Company keep the Minutemen on a roll when they face giant killer Temple? UMass Temple, tomorrow night at 9:30 on ESPN.
Later on SportsCenter, a tale of two teams, the disappointing Suns, the streaking Hawks. Surprise, surprise, Penn State clashes with another Big Ten rival, and the Mariners have a new $8 million man. For Keith Olbermann, Carl Ravitch, SportsCenter after the game.
Duke by 9, 7:48 to go in the game, and you know a guy who probably was involved with more of these games in this rivalry than anyone else. Lenny Wirtz, who retired this year after 39 seasons of college basketball, did the ACC championship game 14 times, 6 NCAA finals, one of the greatest officials I ever saw, a great friend, and we hope, Lenny, you're enjoying your retirement and maybe getting a look at this game tonight.
I'll tell you, he's hitting a little golf ball. The thing I always appreciated by Lenny Wirtz was his passion and love for what he's doing, and to me that's a sign of being successful. Look at the numbers here of Price in the first in the second half.
Capel stepped out of bounds.
Three Zebras doing a solid job today. This guy doing a great job, Mr. K, as well as Dean having their clubs ready to play.
Carter, who scored 5 points in a minute and a half after being held scoreless.
They tried to run a double screen right there for Dante Calabria.
Shammond Williams for 3. The tip by Jamison.
I just don't understand why no one lays a body on him, how he's allowed to get to the lane to the goal consistently. I know he's super quick.
23 points, 12 rebounds for Jamison.
I'm sure every coach in their scouting report talks about the fact we got to get a body on him.
Collins kicks it back to Price into Newton. Excellent ball movement, but he can't hit the shot.
And that's the kind of shot that's been big for Newton all year long. The little shot in the lane.
Okalaja.
I'd get it to Jamison against Wallace.
Shammond Williams will try another 3. He hits this one.
I'll tell you, he's not bashful to take a big shot. Kentucky wanted him badly, the little guy, Shammond. Played with Merle Cole, the outstanding guard, who's out for Clemson. And we got to salute Clemson and Rick Barnes. Playing with a couple of starters out of the lineup. They beat Georgia Tech.
Okalaja knocked that one out of bounds.
I haven't seen Clemson in person, have you?
No, I haven't, but I have him in 2 weeks against North Carolina at Clemson, and that's become a very, very tough place to play.
Well, those freshmen, Jaconis and McIntyre, and you know about Buckner, the solid South, and they got harder back now from an injury.
Well, you knew Rick Barnes was going to have a tough team.
Oh, there's a trip right there.
That foul will be on Carter, his 3rd, as Collins tripped.
Carter was at the game last year, recruited by Duke at the game you and I did, the 102-100 double OT game. But even being there, he decided to play for Dean. He said, I want to be in Tar Heel.
Pretty tough to make a wrong choice if your choice comes down to these two schools, isn't it?
I'll tell you, you got that right. You know, you talk about Duke, and I certainly want to make this point. Duke has very good players, and we have said that. What they don't have are the star players in the past. They don't have, when you look at Duke, you think the barometer is Final Four, 7 out of 9 years. Mike spoils so many people. But right now, you look at the Collins and the Capels and the Ricky Prices. They're very good college players, but they don't have a guy to join them like a Ferry, like a Dawkins, a Leitner, a Hurley, a Grant Hill. That's the second time that's happened.
Mike Krzyzewski not happy about the call, as they said Price stepped on the end line.
Well, the ref's right on the call. Michael K, he's right there.
The lead down to 5. Take a look.
There's Wojo. He's out of bounds. There's no doubt about it. I think Mike was salute. Mike's saying maybe to all. He's saying maybe from his angle. It doesn't look like the foot is touching the line.
Williams against Wojciechowski. Collins on Calabria.
They haven't allowed Calabria to get a real good-looking shot.
It's had a tough night.
That's respect for somebody offensively. I know Mike thinks very much of him.
Shammond Williams certainly isn't shy. Okalaja follows and draws the foul.
North Carolina really gets on the offensive glass.
Foul was on Newton, his 2nd. Here's the scoring. As you see the balance with 4 players in double figures tonight. Right now, only 2 players in double figures so far, as Jamison has far exceeded his season average.
Well, you look at the numbers, you see McGinnis's numbers, and you see Calabria, their backcourt being outplayed by the Duke backcourt tonight.
Okulajic coming in shooting 69% from the free throw line. 3 points tonight.
Surprise player, really played well out of the gate over in Hawaii. They lost to the Maui Classic by a deuce when they got beat by Villanova. And then Villanova really put the hurt on them, beat them by 20 up at Philadelphia. Villanova, a very good club.
In the last 2 minutes, North Carolina has gone on a 9-1 run. It's been that kind of game, but Duke still leads by 3. And here comes Price, turns it over.
Can't come up empty in those possessions to try and win on a road. Collins now trying to take away the penetration of McGinnis. They got to get a little bit more ball movement. He's holding the ball too often. That's not Carolina basketball.
Williams posts up Wojciechowski. Missed the shot, but Jamison with another rebound, and he'll draw a foul. Excuse me, McGinnis got that one.
McGinnis again with that great size gives him a tremendous advantage as a rebounder. That's one of the great assets of Villanova with Alvin Williams and also Kerry Kittles, 2 big guards that can rebound. Now take a look at McGinnis trying to move without the ball. Now look, he's got inside position. Chris Collins knows better than that. His dad's a great teacher. He'd probably get on him now. Say, Chris, you got to get between McGinnis and the glass.
Foul was on Collins. It's his second. McGinnis hits the first free throw. He'll get another. North Carolina just dominating the offensive rebounds.
You can actually put the name up there, Jamison, when you talk about offensive rebounding.
Dick, when North Carolina was down 17 early, I thought of Bucky Waters' great line that he used the other night. 2 things should never start early: autopsies and betting that North Carolina won't come back.
I like that. Bucky said that. That's a great line, Bucky. They're back.
It's a 1-point game.
We're going down the wire in this baby. Don't turn off that set. This baby's going to the end.
Collins for 3. Newton offensive rebound.
Good offensive rebound. They finally get a look for Collins at the goal.
Here comes the trap. Wojciechowski caught in it. Got it to Collins. Barely. Price open. Hit the shot again. It's a 3.
What a great look.
Price having a sensational game with 19 points.
But what a great look by Collins. Throwing that opposite pass, the zigzag pass, throwing it over the defense. As soon as the trap comes, you want to look to the other side of the floor. But you got to convert. Ricky Price makes it happen.
The trap nearly worked for Dean Smith, but they can't trap nearly as much as they used to. They don't have the quickness.
They don't have the kind of quickness they've had in the past or the depth. Once again, Ricky Price makes the big shot when Duke is struggling. Again, another sign of being a star potential player. See, Calabria's got to get shots more or less off a screen than he is off a dribble move.
Newton again reaches in, got a piece of the ball, and another steal for Duke.
I tell you, Newton does a great job with deflections. Rick Pitino charts deflections. He'd be at the head of the charts.
Mike Krzyzewski calls out the play he wants. Collins got a screen. Now he tries to penetrate. Got it to Newton. Missed the shot. But there's a foul.
Chris Collins has created the last 2 opportunities for his Duke teammates. He created the opportunity for Rick Price for the open jumper, and he created the opportunity there for Newton.
And the foul is on Jamison. He's gone.
Oh, that's a big foul right there. Mike Krzyzewski's got to breathe a sigh of relief to know that Antoine Jamison will be on the sideline in the last 4 minutes of this game.
23 points, 13 rebounds for Jamison.
Jamison rotating over. Ooh, one of those questionable calls.
Tough to get Jamison on a foul on that play. He had his hands straight up in the air.
Questionable call, especially in a situation like this with the contact that's taking place.
It's the only time coaches really get upset outside of the show that they put on for everybody is when the calls are inconsistent.
Really, that was inconsistent there because you didn't see much of a contact there, and then he put his hands both. I'll tell you, my friend, you're going to be a star, Antoine. You're a star already. I can guarantee you. What a future.
Newton, 6 points, 6 rebounds on the night. Duke showing no signs of wilting. Every time North Carolina has come back, Duke has been able to forge the lead back out again.
This would be such a big win for Duke. It would put them at 4-4 in the conference. It would give them loads of confidence. They could win a big one on the road. And it would really build momentum for the Duke program again.
Stan Brunson getting some time off the Duke bench. He's number 31. Nearly got a tip in on the missed free throw. 3:58 and counting. McGinnis.
He's excellent driving the basketball. He just can't get the deuce, but he's really strong taking it to the goal. He's so physical with the dribble.
Foul on Collins, his third.
There he is right now. Look at McGinnis trying to take the ball to the goal strong, trying to seal off the defensive player. What's amazing, think of this stat. When you think of Duke, when they were 0-4, they had lost 19 out of 21 ACC games from a time in '94 when they were in the final game of the NCAA tournament. That's an amazing number. 19 out of 21.
Really went south in a hurry. McGinnis tonight, 2 assists, 3 turnovers. In his career, you saw the numbers there, and coming into this game, 26 assists and 2 turnovers in his career against Duke. Not tonight. The lead is 3.
It may seem like a funny analogy, but building the Chrysler Cirrus was a lot like making a movie. We produced it, released it to a critical audience, and waited for the reviews. Car and Driver called Cirrus the new benchmark for compact sedans. Automobile Magazine raved about its brilliant styling and excellent handling. Motor Trend said it's the most significant vehicle in the market. Cirrus has received great reviews and a lot of awards, but that's no surprise, considering its performance.
Coach, what do you think? Son, it's not what you look like or how big you are. It's what you got deep down inside. You can't see it. It's hidden. But believe me, it's there. I made the team. No, not a chance. I was talking about this pizza.
The new triple-decker pizza from Pizza Hut, hidden inside 2 thin crusts, is a 6-cheese blend for a huge cheese taste.
You know, son, I do need another guard. Night, kid.
I tried a no-name long-distance company because the savings sounded simple, right? Wrong. Bill made me dizzy. Savings? Nothing but restrictions. My work's enough to deal with. Things at home gotta be simple. So I got AT&T True Reach Savings. It's the only way I save 25% on every type of call on my AT&T phone bill, no matter who I call in the U.S.
AT&T True Reach Savings. Save 25% when you spend just $25 a month. AT&T True Reach Savings. That's your true choice. AT&T.
The 43,000 people of Northwest Airlines are excited to offer you service to more than 370 cities around the globe. Wherever in the world you're going, get there with Northwest Airlines. Some people just know how to fly.
It's the Ricky Price Show today. He has become a star. The Super South has really made all the big plays. He's hit the open jump shot when Duke has needed the big basket.
The storyline from Chapel Hill, Duke shooting lights out from long range. Ricky Price with 13 of his 19 in the second half. Carolina has controlled the offensive boards, and Antoine Jamison with 23 points and 13 boards has fouled out. His presence can't be underestimated. When he sat down with 4 personal fouls, Carolina was down by only 4. The lead went back to 8. Then he came back, helped cut it to 1. Now he's out, and it's up to 3, and they'll have to go the rest of the stretch without him.
You're still waiting for Dante Calabria to make a big play.
And McGinnis has come on strong in the second half with a penetration. Here's the full court pressure.
Trying to lead him to a trap. You got to watch for the diagonal pass against that trap. Duke's so well coached against those kind of situations.
And a lot of times teams beat the trap and then don't get back in their offense. Price with a runner. Won't go. Newton tried to keep it alive and knocked it out of bounds. 3:32 left.
McGinnis really in a mode now. Wants to go one-on-one. Wants to break down the defense. Here he is trying to... High passes and goes away. They get the ball and swing a little jump hook.
Newton got a piece of it. Capel with a rebound, knocked out of bounds. it's out to Duke.
They got the ball in deep to Zwicker. He thought he got fouled on that play with a little jump hook. Newton bodying up on Zwicker. There he is putting the hand up. Oh, he wants the call. He wants the foul. He says, he got my hand.
3:07 and counting. Mike Krzyzewski calls out the play he wants. Price with a screen from Newton.
Pass and go away and reverse the ball to the wing.
Wojciechowski in trouble.
Oh, what a nice
pass to Capel. Hit by Zwicker. The bucket won't go, but he gets the foul.
Great eyes by Wojciechowski. Wojo got right into an opening, made that great pass. Mike Krzyzewski loves this little guy. Told me yesterday, how could you not appreciate this kid in terms of the effort? Look at that pass. And now Capel's going to take it up strong. And there's the rotation by Zwicker, but he gets contact.
Capel, an 81% free throw shooter.
And he's got a brother that's a southpaw. Everybody's going crazy for already. Capel, where will he be? Will he play for his dad or will he wear a Duke uniform?
He's hit 1 out of 1 tonight, 15 points. These all become huge as we get down the stretch.
I'll tell you, they're jumping with joy right now down there at Duke. You can guarantee on that campus they are tuned in and they love this score.
They're pretty excited at Georgia Tech and Wake Forest, too. A loss by North Carolina would create a three-way tie at the top again of the ACC.
There goes that one-on-one drive and kick out.
Okulaja, great three-point shooter, but he bricks this one. And the foul on Wojciechowski. Okulaja shooting over 50% from the year. He doesn't take that many, but normally he makes them.
I'll tell you one thing. I think he was too open, and he couldn't believe he was that open. Ademola Okulaja. His mother's an engineer. Out of Germany, classy kid. If you can play, North Carolina will find you.
Well, they got some help from Henrik Rodel because really no one in this country knew much about Okulaja. He was known very well in Europe.
You know, Jamison was known and certainly was rated top 25 and 30 by many, but certainly not in the category. He's right up there with the Sharif Abdullah-Haynes and the Stephon Marbury's and Paul Pierce and Kansas.
Yeah, how about top 3 right now?
Oh, without a doubt. Chauncey Billups is great down in Colorado as well.
69-66, 2:27 left.
Pass and go away.
Well, this renewal of the rivalry is producing everything you could hope for.
Watch the guy that passes the ball, how he passes and goes away.
Shot clock at 11.
See now Wojciechowski will step away from the ball, try to spread out the defense so they can't give help.
Capel for 3. Okulaja with a rebound.
Great positioning right there. Calabria's got to want the ball. He has got to want the basketball.
McGinnis dishes low. Miss follow by Okulaja.
And there's Okulaja. Look, he's so emotional. He runs back, trips on his feet.
Okulaja has 6. It's a 1-point game.
You got to love those diaper dandies. Okulaja. You got to love Jamison. Carter. Little weave. Price has made all the big shots tonight.
What a tough shot that was.
Big rebound by Calabria. Oh,
jump hook from 9 feet. McGinnis for 3.
A little bit long, Mike. A little bit long. Could have been a little bit more patient there.
And Dean Smith said exactly the same thing, Dick. He got up off the bench, held up his hands. Now it's 1:14 to go. Wojo for 3.
What a big 3. He made a big 3 against Maryland to win that game. Wojo, the little guy, steps up and becomes a hero.
He has 6 and the lead is 4, so North Carolina has gone from a chance to take the lead to 4 down. Oh, Shammond Williams for 3.
Hey, Mike, once again, every time we do this game, we never want him to win.
And the unlikely heroes, Wojciechowski and Shammond Williams, both hitting huge threes inside the last minute and a half.
I just love games like this. I mean, we could sit here all day, all night, never leave.
57.9 seconds left.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? Because, Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Johnny?
Make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
Most family sedans will put a driver to sleep. The Chrysler Concorde was designed to be a wake-up call for an entire industry. It's the original cab-forward design that gives Concorde a distinctive look, sports car-like road manners, and all the room you need. Cab-forward has been so successful, other car companies are starting to copy it. To the rest of the automotive industry, this is your wake-up call.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Chrysler. Form follows function.
Just another lousy Duke, North Carolina game.
I'll tell you one thing. You talk about big shots. The little guy, Wojciechowski. Look at Rashid. He's being a cheerleader. Look at Wojo. He made a big three. He may be little, but he's BMC. He's big man on campus with this jumper, tickling the twine. I mean, are you serious? Look at Coach K on the sideline. He says, come on. Come on. I need another win. I want 371. Help me out, Wojo. Give me another win. His wife, Nikki, jumped out of her seat at home.
Duke has one 22nd timeout left and a full timeout. North Carolina out of 20s has 2 full left. The free throws, both teams will be over the 10 foul limit on the next one. And we have 57.9 seconds left to go in this game.
That's all. I know you want OT. I want OT. Let's go double OT.
Well,
Let's go triple.
We called for it last year. We got 2.
Capel hit that 40-footer last year. Was incredible. Look at the defense trying to lock up on the inbounds play.
Capel gives it up to Collins.
Coming after him, not going to try to give him the good look for the open three. McGinnis playing tough on the basketball.
Duke not trying to hold it. They need a shot here. 18 on the shot clock.
Free throw line is going to become big also down the end. Capel with a screen.
Collins. Capel couldn't save it. It's out of bounds. And the clock kept running.
They're going to have to go talk about the clock right now. Mike Wood with the call, and a good call, but they're going to have to put some time back on that clock, I would believe.
It looked like about 4 or 5 seconds came off the clock after the whistle. Obviously, the timekeeper didn't hear it. Collins appeared to take his eye off the ball to see where the defender was. Went right off his hand, and Capel couldn't save it.
They're going to move the clock to 30.4. Good adjustment by the timer, by the officials. Both coaches certainly not in a situation where they're arguing. You're going to watch the play right here. The clock is running, as you can see it. The ball is bounced. It goes out of bounds.
All right, the whistle would be there. Well, that's close enough.
Really 31.7.
And now they've reset it to 32-9. And apparently the officials took a look at our replay.
Which you can do. You can use the monitor in a clock situation.
And they were ruling it went out of bounds on the bounce before it was touched.
Exactly. They were right on top of it. Great defense. Oh, what a great defensive play by Duke. Oh, see, here's where the rules got to go. They make a great defensive play, the kids from Duke, and they're penalized with alternate possession. Here's the sign where Mike and I talked about this yesterday, how this rule is absurd. They make a great defensive play, and they get penalized. I mean, if the Rules Committee doesn't understand that this rule is not good for college basketball, it penalizes good defense.
The possession arrow gives it right back, and if Collins had it to do over again, he might not have dived on that ball.
You jump this ball up and you play and let them scrap for the ball.
Carolina down by 1. Time running out. Up to McGinnis.
Little one-on-one move, dish inside.
Swinker missed the shot.
Tipped good. Tipped good. Calabria gets free and tips it in.
Dante Calabria knocks it in, and North Carolina leads for the first time since it was 4-2.
Not over with 6.5. Lots of time for Duke to get a shot. They take take the lead for the first time, as you said, Mike, in a long, long time. Take a look now. Zwicker, he doesn't get himself a good angle for the jam.
What a great job by Newton.
But there's Calabria with the tip. The offensive rebound has been so big to North Carolina all day today. There's a look. There's the tip in by Dante.
And Calabria has been such a great rebounder throughout his career, nearly 5 a game. And Mike Krzyzewski wants to huddle up his team. He's got 6.5 seconds. He has to go full court. And North Carolina, you would expect, will put on the pressure to try to make him use up time.
I'll tell you, such poise by Michael Kay. Rather than getting emotional and going bananas with the team losing the lead, he shows his military experience and his officer ability as he's so calm and cool on the sideline, setting up the shot to try and win this game.
Now, here's the importance of this. If North Carolina should lose this game, it would be a 3-way tie for first, and Duke would move up to a tie for 4th place at 4-4. Carolina, of course, can be the only team going to 7-1 if they win tonight and snap Duke's 3-game conference win streak. Keep in mind this similar situation last year at Cameron when Capel hit the bomb to send the game into overtime. If he hits one tonight, he wins it.
He wins the game. They don't need a 3, need a deuce. And also, you got to be careful if you're North Carolina not to foul. They're going to extend defensively to just take some time off. They're going to drift. They're not going to try to foul.
Wojciechowski
is going to penetrate and kick it. They got the open shot. There it is. Oh, Carolina wins. Carolina wins. Carolina wins.
And how ironic that the offensive star of the game for Duke, Ricky Price, got the final shot, an open jumper, and couldn't hit it.
And it doesn't go down. And once again, Mike, I know I've been singing this all year. The alternate possession really hurt Duke at a crucial time when they made a dynamite defensive play, but were penalized because of that rule.
You're absolutely right, but how many times have we seen North Carolina find a way to win in the last minute, home or on the road?
You can't take anything away from the kids at North Carolina. They were on the ropes, but they responded like you said, and they were absolutely tough when they had to be. Ricky Price made a lot of big shots tonight, but unfortunately that one doesn't go down, and you look at his focus, but he wasn't afraid to take the shot.
There's Mike Krzyzewski watching the final shot, a chance to win. And the exact opposite reaction as Phil Ford shows you. He can still get up.
He does a little dance, Phil Ford. Look at the jubilation. North Carolina and Duke, 2 great schools. Players graduate. Coaches are class. The players play with emotion, intensity. The greatest rivalry, my friends. It doesn't get better, as my partner said earlier. This rivalry has it all, baby.
Coming up, Sports Center, they'll take a look at the NFL and Major League Baseball's $8 million man. For Dick Vitale, this is Mike Patrick. For our entire ESPN crew, thanks.